from across the room.
All right, we got a special edition of Dirty Laundry. It's Joey Clifton.
And Meatball.
And we got a special guest in the studio, Apollo from All Sketched Out.
Hello, hello, hello.
And it's a special edition because it's not going to be our usual airing of Dirty Laundry having to do with Meriden. Mm-hmm. We've got a big idea and big plans that we're going to work on. And we're going to tell you how we came up with this idea and how you need to help support this to change the image of downtown Meriden.
Absolutely.
Sounds good?
Make Meriden great again.
No, not make Meriden great again. You know what I mean. All right, we're recording right here from live at Silver City Ballroom, high atop the ballroom. And Silver City Ballroom is going to be one of the sponsors for this episode. And All Sketched Out is going to be one of the sponsors too.
Yep.
So let's introduce Apollo first. Talk about All Sketched Out, what it's all about, and then it's going to lead into this big, huge idea that we have, and it's coming up towards the end of the month.
Absolutely. Well, All Sketched Out started about 3 years ago. I decided to take my art seriously and decided to just basically start to create the art that I create now.
So wait, before that you weren't taking it serious?
No, I wasn't. A lot of people told me that being an artist wasn't practical, it wasn't realistic, and all I was ever going to be was a starving artist. So I believed that, through meeting my fiance, and, she pushed me to continue to kind of get my art out there and start doing shows and events. I started kind of getting known and kind of got my YouTube channel and started doing like live events and everything. And
yeah, you were doing body painting, right?
Yeah. I won second place last year for a body painting competition in New London.
And that was a huge event at Bar 105 with Manny.
Yes. Me and my fiance put and some other friends, Andy Garcia from Vision Co. and a few other friends actually got together and basically just created a Halloween event, and we called it the Freak Show. Mm-hmm. And we had like live body painting. We had live artists doing some live painting.
All right, explain to me the body painting, because I picture naked ladies and you painting their boobs and everything else. What is the body painting actually?
Well, yeah, that's basically what it is.
Okay. So I was right on.
But yeah, no, the women would wear, like bikini bottoms. If they wanted to wear a bikini top, they could, or if not, they would wear like pasties. And we just used airbrushes and body paint to just paint them up. And we used neon paint. So when they were out in the lounge area with all the black lights on, they would just start glowing while everyone else was all dark. So
imagine that, a glowing meatball over a pasty. That would be great.
I like it.
Yeah, I know.
The response from that was amazing. People still talk about it now and ask us, are you guys still going to do the Freak Show again? Mm-hmm. We haven't done it since, but we want to.
But it's coming up we'll get to that in a few minutes. So now you're doing digital paint night.
Yes. I created the digital paint night as an alternative to regular paint nights because when I did my very first paint night session, it was a train wreck. The lady that hired me ended up buying the wrong paints. She bought washable finger paint.
Yeah.
People were spilling their drinks on their pallets and still mixing the paint up and putting it on the canvas. So one lady had like half of her canvas was all black, and she's like, "How do I fix this?"
Oh, no interest.
And I'm like,
that.
"No, you can't fix that. By the time we're done, the paint will be dry by the time we're done." And so I sat down in my studio and looking at my digital pen display, and then looking at the painting that I did that I was instructing everyone to paint. And then I just kind of put two and two together and was like, you know what? If I can find a software that can mimic actual paint, I can get everyone to create a digital painting. And then took it a step further and was like, well, what if I could print it on real canvas?
Right.
And that's exactly what I'm doing now. So it's been a 3-year project to be able to, refine everything and kind of get everything working the way I wanted it to work. And that's what I got now. It's a digital paint, the world's first digital paint night. It hasn't been done before. The software mimics actual paint.
Yeah, it was really cool. We went a couple of times already, and it's cool because as soon as you do like a brush stroke, it starts to drip. And
like watercolor.
You could choose like airbrush, you could choose oil, you could choose water.
Oh yeah. You have unlimited creative freedom, and what it does is while you're painting, if you don't like what you did on a normal painting, you gotta wait for the paint to dry and kind of paint it white again, and then kind of
right.
With this, if you don't like it, erase it. If you don't know how to paint something, I've created stencils specifically to help you create a painting.
And you're working with the schools too, right?
That's in the process.
All right. So tell everybody how to get a hold of you and where to do this at.
You guys can find me on Facebook under Apollo Maldonado, or even check out All Sketched Out on Facebook, Instagram. I have my website, allsketchedout.com. That'll give you a lot of information as far as the digital paint night, the art classes that I'm working on.
And you're conveniently located directly across the street from the Silver City Ballroom at 5 Colony Street. But the sign says Artist Colony. So explain what the Artist Colony is.
Well, the Artist Colony is what I'm working on with the Making Meriden Business Center to help get artists and get art down here in downtown Meriden and throughout Meriden. Basically, my thought with the Artist Colony is what it is. An artist colony is a colony of artists all working together to help build Meriden and give Meriden a new identity.
They could come and hang out and look at paintings. They could sell their paintings there. It's just kind of a hangout place and like the beginning stages of an organization run and owned by artists.
Absolutely.
That's great. All Sketched Out is one of the sponsors. I'm the other sponsor, Silver City Ballroom. So I want to give you a little bit of background because these two ideas are going to merge for a massive idea, which I think is going to be really good. So Silver City Ballroom, wedding venue, unlike any other in Connecticut, with the lighting and the sound and being able to transform the room. If you haven't checked it out yet, look at silvercityballroom.com or our Facebook page at Silver City Ballroom. And what we did was, like 2 years ago, me and my partners Angel and Jim, we do sound, light, and video all across the country. And I always said, Meriden needs an identity. There's no identity here. It's just kind of like all vacant buildings and vacant businesses. And now that they're starting to build new buildings and stuff, Meriden's starting to look really nice, but it still doesn't have an identity. And part of that is because there's no business, not a lot of businesses here. So one of my ideas was to use I'm a lighting guy. So my lighting skills as an artist is to light up buildings. So we bought all the lights. We just haven't installed them yet. We want to light up outside of the building so it could be different colors and different holidays. And the idea was that little by little, as businesses move in, they would hire Show Lab Events to do the lighting on the outside of their buildings.
Right.
And you could actually have all of Colony Street all lit up, all the buildings outside, and have it coordinated so it starts from one end and it slowly changes through the other. Philadelphia has that on one of their streets. We can actually do that. And one of the other things was the bridge to nowhere that everybody always complains about on the Meriden Green. They spent all this money on LED lights. That thing should look like the bridge in New Haven. You should be able to see the colors. And you can't. And part of the reason is because the LEDs that they have pointing up at the bridge, the white is on all the time. So you're getting pastels and you're not seeing those bright colors. You're only seeing them underneath the bridge on those two tunnels.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the rest of it. It's a very easy fix that anybody at City Hall listening, we could fix it for you. Eventually, I wanted to light up the castle. And have that just like the Empire State Building in New York. Have it different colors for different holidays, different events. Somebody can make it a color for their wedding that night. You know what I mean? And start giving Meriden an identity through light. And then that led to art. And we're thinking, okay, well, you got this really ugly brick wall for the Grove Street parking lot on Grove Street.
Yeah.
It's like, why aren't the schools painting that brick wall and making it look pretty?
Because they're too busy learning.
Well, yeah, they're busy learning, but there's so many different, you could put art in windows of vacant buildings until somebody rents it out and start getting these murals. So what we did was, like 2 years ago, we started talking to Juliet at Economic Development and said, how can we start getting these murals going? Because I think also Feel Fresh Barbershop, Eddie Rivera and David Ortiz, they did the back of the barbershop there with really cool graffiti art. And I think everybody kind of in the art world in the area of Meriden had the idea of doing murals.
Yeah.
But the idea just kind of falls flat. But I think part of the problem is that there's never any financing. Like I know speaking with the city, they tried to give Eddie Rivera a couple $100 for material for paint to do with mural, and it kind of went nowhere.
I don't think it's the financing, though. I think maybe we need somebody to grab a hold of the torch and carry it. I think people get the idea, they'll do it, they give up after a year, and it's done.
Well, and I also think it's I don't want to say competition, but when somebody has an idea, that idea has a better chance of succeeding when everybody works together.
Of course.
And as you know as well as I do, businesses, for whatever reason, don't like to play well with others. People don't like to play well. I don't know whether it's a recognition thing where I want the recognition, it was my idea,
right,
or I want the money or profits that's going to come from it. I'm not really sure what the thing is, but I think what we're doing now is we formed a really good between Apollo at All Sketched Out, me at Silver City Ballroom, Eddie and David over at Feel Fresh. The Gallery 53 is on board.
Yep.
The mayor is on board. All right, so here's the exclusive. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Dirty Laundry exclusive.
Yeah.
This is the big idea.
Do it.
Okay? It's a grassroots idea, and we're basically saying, you know what? Screw everybody else. We're going to get this done, and you're going to start seeing this come this summertime.
You will.
So we're going to do an event at the Silver City Ballroom on Thursday, February 28th from 7 to 11 at night.
Stop by.
We're calling it Renaissance because that's exactly what it is. Meriden's going through a renaissance of its own. And the idea is everybody always wants businesses. They want a walkable downtown. They want all this stuff. Okay, well, that's not going to happen until there's a reason for it to happen.
Right.
So our idea is bring the artists here, get the murals going, get some art around town. Now, you've got artists spending some time here doing the art. You've got other artists coming here to look at the art. And you've got regular citizens coming and walking around and looking at the things going on having to do with art.
Right.
That's when your coffee shop's going to pop up, your deli's going to come pop up, your nightclub's going to pop up.
Yeah.
All the businesses are going to follow. And I always use the example of Wynwood, Miami. If anybody's been down to Miami recently, about 10 years ago, we did an install for it was a 5-star restaurant. This guy was selling T-bone steaks for $55.
Cheap.
And the area was a ghetto. There was nothing. It was vacant. It was torn up. I mean, literally, it was probably 10 square blocks by 10 square blocks of inner city, and there was nothing there. And we're saying, why are we here? Why are we doing this? There was one French bakery on the corner. And that was the only place you could walk to. And they said, don't walk around at night. It's too dangerous. And we're saying, why are we doing this 5-star restaurant in this area? Okay, shoot to now, 10 years later. And Wynwood is the biggest art district, probably one of the biggest art districts in the country.
Yeah.
And it started out as a grassroots effort. People started doing graffiti art on all of the roll-up doors on the vacant storefronts. Art galleries started to move in. Now they have the art walls, which is a park where all the walls are done. You can walk around and look at the walls. They have tours, bus tours, where they drop you off, and you have tour guides that walk around and look at all the different types of visual art, whether it's a painting, whether it's a sculpture, whether it's some type of an interactive thing in a park. It's gotten so expensive that the artists that were originally there at the beginning of it can't even afford to be there anymore.
Wow.
And you can't do this in, like, Hartford and New Haven both have huge art areas.
Yes, they do.
But you can't do something like Wynwood there because all the buildings are there already. All the tenants are there already. Meriden actually has one of the few opportunities to accomplish this because of all the vacant buildings.
Absolutely.
And trying to form an identity. So we're going to start it ourselves. We'll do it ourselves.
We're going to do Wynwood.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to charge $20 at the door. And everybody's like, well, that might be a little bit too expensive. No, but what you don't understand is that $20 is going to somebody. So we're going to have our first event Thursday, February 28th, 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, we'll do a little presentation with our idea, basically talking about what we're talking about now. And what we're going to do is there's going to be a sign-up sheet for artists. Somebody in attendance that night is going to get a good chunk of change that's going to be awarded to them to get an art project done in downtown.
Cha-ching.
So if 100 people show up, we're going to give probably $1,000 to an artist in attendance that night, which is going to help fund that art project.
Awesome.
Okay?
That's
and
amazing.
We're going to cut out all the middlemen. So what we're going to do is say, okay, Meriden Housing Authority, they've got a building over here in downtown, and it's an ugly brick wall. You know, I'm going to take an artist and say, okay, what can you do with that brick wall? Give me a sketch. Give me an idea. I'm going to bring it to housing. I will bring it to Housing Authority myself. I'm going to link the artist with the building owner together, let them collaborate, come up with an idea. Boom. As soon as you guys agree, I give you your award that you won that night and start it right away. And I think come summertime, I think you're going to start seeing art popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
In downtown. And it doesn't have to be murals. It could be art hanging in windows of empty storefronts. It could be sculptures in the park. It could be the temporary walls. If you've ever been to Coney Island, they have the Coney Island art walls which are temporary walls. I think Meriden used to do it. They had from the Daffodil Festival.
Yeah.
They had a couple of those temporary walls that after the Daffodil Festival was over, they moved it over by the courthouse and they had them sitting in the park, and it was really nice.
Very nice.
But they got rid of it. One of the other awards that we're going to do is we're going to fill up the downtown coffee house with your artwork, and it's going to stay there for a month. Put your price tag on it. Sell your art. Give a little percentage to Tina at the coffee shop. And every month she gets different artwork in her space. And that artist gets their artwork out there. We've got a number of businesses lined up that want to participate in this. So
Awesome.
for your $20, you have the chance to get funding for your art. Meriden gets art starting to pop up in downtown. You get a chance to expose your art in different places. Plus, not to mention, our event is going to be like a circus on Thursday. It's going to be, you're going to have singers, you're going to have dancers. Every 20 minutes, there's going to be something else going on. We're going to have live art.
Yep.
You've got a couple people lined up, Apollo, right?
Oh yeah. I have a few artists that are actually interested, and we're gonna have some really amazing artists, very talented people. Not only visual art, but also in dance and music, and kind of get them all together in over here at the Silver City Ballroom and do something amazing and do something that's never been done here in Meriden before.
And you're going to do the body painting, right?
Yes,
Body painting up in the windows at the ballroom.
that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Special guest Meatball.
Yeah. Can you paint Meatball? I don't know.
Do you have enough paint?
I don't know.
Do you have a big enough pasties to go on it? I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
But I think one of the problems, and I think Meriden's tried to do this in the past. And I think a lot of cities have done it. Danbury's been very successful with the
very.
art. Waterbury's got the, I think there's a Facebook page called School Murals.
Yeah.
And they did the big parking garage behind the Timex Museum.
They mentioned they did something in Meriden too before.
And they also, something else that School Murals did, which was really cool, they took old vinyl from old billboards. So all your billboards are done on vinyl.
Yep.
Right? They somehow got the old vinyl from the billboards when they take it down, and they use that vinyl, and the school kids painted on the vinyl, and then they put it up as the flags on on all the light posts throughout the town. The banners.
Cool.
They did all the every light post has a different kid's artwork, and it's on that vinyl.
Wow.
So there's ways to get the schools involved. Right now, I think our main concern is getting the other artists from all across Connecticut to realize, okay, maybe you live in Danbury and you have a little art gallery, but here's your chance to come to Meriden and actually do a mural on a building and start at this ground level and see where it's going to build. Because I guarantee as soon as artists start hanging out here, your high-end coffee shop's going to move in, your deli's going to move in, your brewery's going to move in. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, Meatball. Why?
Oh, Denny's is gonna move in. I love Denny's.
Are you skeptical?
No.
Why?
Why I'm not skeptical?
Yeah, I mean,
because I believe everything you say.
Why though? I haven't given you a reason to believe anything.
Because I want to believe. I
Yeah.
want to hold on to something. I want to see Meriden change for something better and grow. And a lot of people complain about businesses not growing, not seeing anything. I want to see that change.
Yeah. Everybody has to
Right.
work together.
Everyone has to be on the same page.
And everybody who complains on Meriden Talks and all the social media about downtown and crime and crappy looking and all of this stuff that really isn't true, you're the people that we need to come to this event and support the arts, because you're going to be the one that's going to be really happy to be able to walk down Colony and walk down Main Street and do some shopping and get your coffee and get your lunch and stuff. Like, this is going to benefit everybody.
Right.
Yep.
But it needs everybody's support. So I want the Carabettas there. I want the La Rosas there. I want all of the big name, people that made it,
Right.
from Meriden. You need to support the arts. And right now, I mean, we're talking about visual art because that's something that people can see.
Yep.
But obviously the arts include music and acting and singing, the Castle Craig players. Like, everybody is going to eventually get involved. The mayor was talking to me the other day about doing the mayor's cleanup day. Well, while people are cleaning up and picking up trash, why don't we have people doing art? Maybe the schools are doing art on the same day. And now all of a sudden the mayor's cleanup day becomes this huge art event.
Right. Everyone benefits.
Wow, that's cool.
So we need people to come to this event Thursday, February 28th from 7 to 11 at Silver City Ballroom. You got the parking garage right next door. And if you're not from Meriden and you're listening to this, you could take the Hartford line. Train station directly across the street. And that's the beauty about the whole art idea and the renaissance that's going to happen in Meriden is we're centrally located. All the highways meet here. The train meets here. Choo-choo. So you don't have to live in Meriden to be a part of this. And really, we want to reach out to every artist in the state. We want the people from Art Space, and we want all the people from New Haven and Hartford and Danbury. Come here and start something here because you actually have an opportunity to get in on the ground level.
Absolutely.
So for tickets, go to showlabevents.ticketspice.com/arts. And we'll have the link up on Dirty Laundry site. We'll have it up on Silver City Ballroom site, on All Sketched Out site. showlabevents.ticketspice.com/arts. No excuse.
So if you're complaining about not seeing anything in Meriden, get up, make that change.
Right. When you complain about not having a place to go, well, now you have a place to go, and it's Thursday night.
What's your excuse?
From 7 to 11.
Do it.
Cash bar, lots of live events. It's going to be a very classy, elegant night of art in downtown, and it's going to be a monthly event.
Local celebrities.
It's going to just build and build. What, Meatball's going to be there?
Yeah.
Can I go on stage and introduce you?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So you will meet Meatball, and I know plenty of you out there want to know who he is, so you'll meet him there. All right. So
He's signing autographs.
I got to thank Apollo from All Sketched Out across the street at 5 Colony Street.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. And how could they get in touch with you again?
Through Facebook, Instagram at all.sketch.out, my website at allsketchout.com. And if you guys want to come and check out something that's never been done before, come over here and experience the digital paint night.
Yep. And actually for the Renaissance event, give Apollo a call or give myself a call if you're an artist and you want to be a part of this, you want to put your art on display.
203-600-0278.
And mine is 203-514-0345. Go to silvercityballroom.com. And we're going to pop up later on tonight. We're going to have the Facebook event up on Facebook.
Yep.
For the Renaissance event, Thursday, February 28th. So make sure you click on that and like it and follow it. And this is going to lead to something really big, I think.
And check out a cool video that's going to be posted on Dirty Laundry CT Facebook page.
This is a really cool advertisement for Wynwood in Miami, and it just shows the possibilities that could happen if the whole art district happens and everybody comes out and supports it.
It's not could happen. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. You're right. All right, make sure you check out all of our past episodes of Dirty Laundry CT on iTunes and on YouTube. Email us at dirtylaundryct@gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor, and we will see you next time.